Man, we have shed a lot of happy and sad tears today. We feel very proud for her, but we're also sad because she should be sitting here. She should be talking to you on Newsnight. I commend the UK for being that voice for them and that platform for them, but this is just the start.
Taking down all the enablers, all the co-conspirators and participants. That is the justice that we are looking for. That is the justice Virginia wanted, and we will not stop until that happens.
But right now we turn to Skye and Amanda Roberts, the brother and sister-in-law of Virginia Giuffre, who accused Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein of sexual abuse. Ms Giuffre tragically took her own life earlier this year. Evening to you both. Thanks very much for joining us on Newsnight again tonight. Obviously, of course, this is a huge day. This is a huge news story, huge story for the royal family. But can I ask what impact this has on your family? How do you think Virginia will be feeling today?
I would say that we have shed, excuse me, we have shed a lot of happy and sad tears today. I think happy because in a lot of ways this vindicates Virginia. I mean, she was a truth teller from the beginning. And, I know at one point she had called out that he's said some things and I've said some things, and only one of us are telling the truth. And she was telling the truth. And I think this is a moment where we feel very proud for her, but we're also sad because she should be sitting here. She should be talking to you on Newsnight tonight, but she's not. And so we're here to advocate for her and her survivor sisters. I think her kids would be incredibly proud to know that their mom is an American hero. She's an international hero, that all the years of work that she put in is now coming to some sort of justice. And these monsters can't escape from it. The truth will find its way out. So we are happy and sad, but it is a moment for us to kind of reflect and be happy for what she was able to accomplish, because we are so proud of her.
Yeah.
We can really hear the emotion in your voice, so we really appreciate you speaking to us. Why do you think, Skye, this has happened now?
I have mixed feelings there. I think there's a lot of pressure that's coming out. One of those being the memoir that Virginia is going to be releasing very soon. I think there's a lot of pressure out there, but I also think the world is finally saying enough is enough. That you do have members of parliament that are coming out and saying, calling potentially, I don't know this for certain, but there's a lot of reports of them calling for him to be stripped of his titles. And so in some ways, I think he's felt that pressure to finally take that step down. And, this is a moment where survivors are not, they're not staying quiet anymore. I mean, I can't tell you I've been on threads all day with survivors around the world that have been connected to Epstein and Maxwell. And it's just a joyous moment for them, because we're finally getting some sense of acknowledgement that, like, this actually happened. Like, what we're saying is the truth. And, we're ready for some sort of action to come forward. And I commend the UK for being that voice for them and that platform for them. But this is just the start. There's so much more to be accomplished, especially here in the United States.
I was going to ask you that because to some extent this is an end, but there are lots of other things which haven't been finalised. Is this an end for you? What else do you want to see happen?
I think this is the beginning. This is only the beginning of what is to come and what we are going to be relentless to come. I think this is far bigger than the United States. While the DOJ has so many documents right now, only 1% of those documents, 33,000, have been released. That is only 1%. This country is in possession to the key to not only further incriminating Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, but taking down all the enablers, all the co-conspirators and participants. And it's so important. That is the justice that we are looking for. That is the justice Virginia wanted, and we will not stop until that happens. And today is just a small slither of that justice finally coming to fruition. And we're going to keep going. We will push for the petition to be released here in the US for the Jeffrey Epstein Transparency Act. That needs to pass our floor, and we're going to push as hard as we can. We're hopeful that further investigations start to open up, not just here, but potentially in the UK. There's more to uncover. And we know this, Virginia knows this, and the survivors know this, and we won't stop until it happens.
Sky, you mentioned that you thought this moment today, Prince Andrew giving up his titles, was an acknowledgement from the United Kingdom, through the King, through the palace, through the royal family. I wondered if you ever had any contact at all with either Prince Andrew or the palace or the King. Would you welcome any contact from them?
I want to be clear that I would welcome any contact from the King, of members of Parliament. We would be happy to come forward as the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre and to have conversations to present the evidence that we believe is available to continue her voice. I think it's so important for the world to know that how much of a hero she was, but how much is still left. The stone is still left unturned to some degree. This is just one step of many. And, to some degree, we did release a statement earlier today, and we would call on the King to potentially go ahead and take out the prince in the Andrew. That's there. I think anybody that was implicated in this should have some sort of they should have some sort of resolve. They should have some sort of responsibility and accountability for these survivors. So I do call and we do welcome. I want that to be very clear. We are not holding back in any way, shape, or form, and we are an open book at this point, and we welcome it from every member of Parliament and the King himself.
Just finally, Sky, of course, Virginia can't join us because she's no longer with us. How do you think she would be feeling today, and what this means for her legacy and the work she was trying to do?
Well, I want to be clear. She's with us right now. She's smiling. She would be very proud of her survivor sisters. This is not a one-person team. This takes this shouldn't just happen overnight either. This is years of fighting, and there's finally been this moment of some sort of vindication, but there's more work to do. I can hear her just ringing that in my head all day, like, let's take this moment and, but let's not get too high on our highs, and let's not get too low in our lows. Like, let's stay consistent here. Let's take this as a win. Let's say, you know what? He is stepping down from his royal titles because he knows what the truth was. I said that publicly. Right? And that being Virginia, she said that publicly. I know the truth. I'm the one telling it. Mm-hmm. And I think this would be a moment where she would feel that, and where her family and her kids and her survivor sisters can feel proud, but then also use this as a moment to power us forward and say, well, what's next? Mm-hmm. Right? And we need a true call to action. I would call on world leaders such as the King, such as other world leaders out there, and even just the UK. Don't stop here.
Okay.
There's more to do. The Epstein files have not been released. Amanda said it's 1%. 33,000 may seem like a lot of documents. It's not. It's 1%. There's video evidence. There's people out there that need to be held to account further than just Prince Andrew. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is just one step in that direction.
Well, Sky and Amanda Roberts, we really appreciate you joining us on another day, like you said, full of highs and lows, and sharing your story and remembering your sister and sister-in-law. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on Newsnight.
Thank you.
And we should say, of course, Prince Andrew denies all the allegations made against him.